Today's sermon coming on as promised, 2 p.m. So I'm going to go slow in the beginning, and then I'm going to get faster and faster and faster. So keep up, or, stay all the way to the end. We're going to have something special for you that we're going to share with you if you're watching this or you're inside the actual group, okay? It's going to be the Creative Real Estate Investment Group with myself, Erick Paul, as your host, and the SUBTO Master Group. Those two private groups, if you're in there, then we're going to allow you to go ahead and take advantage of what we're sharing with you today, okay? So, SUBTO, reason we're in the private groups and not on the open, because usually we'll stream on Twitter and YouTube and Facebook, all the other ones, Twitch and things of that nature. Whatever platform that we can stream live on, we will. And these are in a more private segment situation where I'm going to share some intimate stuff with you. We're going to talk about SUBTO 101. We're not going to talk about seller financing and all that good stuff. We'll touch on some of these things, but it's going to be SUBTO. And what is SUBTO? SUBTO could be SUBTO anything. Check out those legal contracts when you buy a house, or the mortgage companies, right? Or even when they're selling and signing, selling off non-performing notes, right? It's subject to. So there's a lot of things that are there that we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about trusts. We're going to talk about why you should have them in the trusts. We're going to talk about why they shouldn't. You shouldn't just be taking deeds and things of that nature and rolling the dice, and hopefully that the bank doesn't call the alienation or due on sale clause, things of that nature. How to find these deals, how to sniff them out, how to know what a SUBTO deal is and what it's not, what a wholesale deal is and what it's not, things of that nature. We'll touch on that as well. And then we're going to get into it and wrap it up. I'm going to share a little bit of kind of my story a little bit, and where I come from and what I'm about and where we're going, and things of that nature. Share those intimate things with you in these groups, right? Because they are private to a degree. Hey, Facebook has it. It is what it is, so it's not really private, right? But it's not being seen anywhere else, and we may take them down or share them or edit them. Just depends on the situation. But I am coming on here as promised, so hopefully you're doing good. Go ahead and do the loves and the likes and all that good stuff. We may go about 30, 35, 40 minutes, an hour. It doesn't matter. If you have questions, then definitely hit the chat. I'm going to hit the chat real quick right now. Okay, any questions, just go ahead and ask. And we'll get them answered for you. We'll do a little Q&A towards the end. But this is super important, right? Because the market is shifting and changing. A lot of people, stuff in the air, it's just, negative air, positive air, stress is out there. A lot of things are happening. 2023 was kind of a weird ride for some. Others, it was better. People are rocking and rolling out there. Some people are not. So I just want to touch base, be real about what's happening at the end of the day. And we're going to talk about real estate, but SUBTO 101. We'll talk about how it fits in with wholesaling as well, because wholesaling is creative real estate investing. At its utmost, creative real estate, I always say the umbrella, right? If you can envision an umbrella, creative real estate investing has a few things under its belt, right? Which is going to be SUBTO, seller financing, options, yes, wholesaling, because wholesaling is a form of creative real estate investing, right? And then everything, there's all kinds of, exit strategies and things of that nature. We're going to keep it simple with wholesale it off, sell it off, or SUBTO, fix, flip, sell, or fix and value add and keep for buy and hold, okay? So that's a different jam. And it can be done with single family. It can be done with multifamily. It can be done with strip malls, commercial, land, everything. It doesn't matter. You just have to fit it into what that is. Of course, you have to understand how to underwrite land, how to underwrite, multifamily, how to underwrite commercial deals, prospectus, and operating income and all that good stuff, rent rolls. A little longer jam, takes a little bit longer to do those transactions. Single family is pretty much the easiest. It's where you start off with, right? Land, you can do it too. You just have to understand and know how to underwrite land, what it's worth, and things of that nature, and the demographics, what it can be used for, zoning, and all that other good stuff. But the single family property is a different thing, right? Most people are going to get into single family because it's there. Now, it doesn't mean you can't go straight to multifamily. You can, okay? So what I'm going to do is a little housekeeping here. I'm going to go ahead and put up the Sunday sermon. So if you got questions, just reach out and ask. Let me see. I'm going to go ahead and do the caption thing here for the Sunday sermon. So it's going to come across down there. There'll be some links down below. Also going to post probably some links as well. I believe we have something here. I'm going to go ahead and share with you on the screen. See if we can pull it up. add a source, screen share. Which one we got? Is that Facebook there? Is that the right one? There's a few Facebooks open. Let's check out this one. That's a live walkthrough. Facebook 2. Not sure what that is, right? So we'll see. Let's go here. And we'll just look at this. And we'll go here. It's going to be something here. And towards the end, I'm going to share something with you that you can take advantage of while we're rocking and rolling. Let me see. I think it's this one. No, that's the Amp Live survey. Americans Happen Americans. Definitely going to share that with you. Let's go back up here. Facebook. Okay, is that the one? We're going to go to the actual Facebook event real quick. Which one are we going to pick? There's 3 of them happening right now. All 3 groups. I guess it's being done on the Amp Live meetup group as well. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and post this here. 2 people going, hey, what's up? All right, so if you're there, I'm going to put this in here real quick. This will be towards the end. I'll go ahead and let me see if I can share it real quick in the SUBTO 101 group. Is that it? I believe it is. We'll go ahead and share it. Stream it. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and move that over there, and then I'll share that with you later on. I'm actually going to turn it off right now, and we'll turn that sucker on later. But we got the Amp Live Real Estate Show on the Sunday sermon. We're going to talk about SUBTO. What is SUBTO? What is SUBTO 101? Very simple, okay? Subject to existing financing means just that. When you find a property, it doesn't have to be a pre-foreclosure, doesn't have to be low equity. It could be subject to existing financing. There's a loan on it. We're going to making it in the simplest form. We're going to talk about what type of loans. We're going to talk about the ones that people are buying, the 10%ers, 7%ers, 5%ers. We're going to talk a little bit about how people are buying properties at market value and doing some seller finance. I'm not going to dig deep, but I'll tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly of all that good stuff, right? And then there's going to be probates. There's going to be subject to existing financing. There's going to be, buy and holds, fix and flip. Can you do a fix and flip? Why would you do fix and flip with with SUBTO? Well, I'm going to share that with you, right? I'll show you how powerful it could be. At the same token, we'll get into what is SUBTO, how does it work, why it will benefit you. And then we're going to talk a little bit about how to get your deal within the first 30 days, right? So we got something going on right now. Yes, next 4 days or 3 days, whatever it is, all the way up to January 31st, we're going to be, we got a promo for you. It's for the Amp Live Challenge, AKA the Amp Live 30 Days to a Deal Challenge, the Amp Live program, period. The goal is to get you up and running so you can get a deal within the first 30 days. Got to show you how to surf for deals, how to find deals, how to break down deals, to make sure you know what a deal is and what a deal is not, so you can underwrite it correctly, set the appointments, view the property, write it up contingent upon inspection, or go to the property, learn the art of walking the house. Doesn't matter where you're at in the United States of America, because we'll be with you, and then we're going to help you lock up that deal. So this way you can have your first deal within the first 30 days, make some money, and then go from there, okay? There are some, we just ask you to take care of the hard costs, and we're even throwing in probably, most likely, there's a certain price point to it, take care of the hard costs, but we may be doing something special. I believe we are for this at the end of the day. And we're going to probably, I'm not sure the percentages for the next 3 days, but I'll share it. There'll be some links and stuff. We'll put it inside of the live event that's going on, and we'll go from there. Then you can click that link, lock in your spot, and we'll go from there. Okay. So a little bit about me. Now, I don't have any pictures or anything. It's not going to be set up like a webinar and go, hey, here's a screenshot of this and screenshot of that, and here's what I looked like when I was younger, and here's my kids, and here's my, my wife, and this is what I do for business. Here's me on vacation and all this good stuff. I get all that. That's part of the webinar process. It works, right? Russell Brunson's awesome at that and teaching it. There's all kinds of other people that are awesome at that and do that. This is not a webinar. It's going to be kind of like, hey, it's a live, period. It's going to be some training. I'm going to share some training with you, and listen very carefully, because I'm going to drop those things information that'll help you. that'll hopefully broaden your mindset a little bit. I'm going to share some stories with you as well about what the good and the bad and the ugly in the past, and then even now, what's happening in the market, what's happening in different markets from Florida to the Midwest to the East Coast, West Coast, and everything in between. I'm going to share those things with you. And then if you have any questions, feel free to just ask and we'll get them answered for you. Okay. So we're going to go with the live Sunday sermon. So let's start off with this. Okay. Yes, we do have a little housekeeping. We do have the Welcome to the 30 Days to a Deal Challenge. It's a live stream only in these 2 Facebook groups, or actually 3 Facebook groups, because we got the live meetup Facebook group that's being streamed live as well. So if you got if you see it, or maybe you recognize it, or you're barely jumping in, that's cool. We're not doing any of the text marketing or anything to bug you and hound you with email and all that good stuff, even though we should probably be doing that. It's just more intimate, more of the core, live, uncut, raw. So I might drop some S-bombs, some F-bombs. And just full disclosure, I'm not an attorney, right? I'm not a financial analyst. I'm not a CPA or bookkeeper. A lot of this is for entertainment purposes. If you're getting entertained and you feel, good about watching what I'm sharing with you, then awesome, right? Just make sure you do what you need to do and do your due diligence, seek counsel, whatever the hell you need to do, right? But there are things that we do. I'm just sharing stories of what has transpired with me and others, and we'll go from there. If you decide to come aboard and work with us exclusively, because we are looking for good people like yourself across the United States of America, we do have a mentoring and training program. It's called AMP Live, the American Mentee Program. That's the one-on-one mentoring program where you got to take care of the hard cost. And then we have just the AMP Live Challenge, or the AMP Live program, aka 30 Days to a Deal program, right? Yes, hard costs are different for each, because one is for 6 months, one-on-one mentoring, and we partner up for 6 deals for the next 12 months. And the other one is just, 30 days to help you get a deal. And that's it. We rock and roll. And if you see the value in that, awesome, go kick some ass. If you want to continue to work with us and move into the one-on-one, then you have that opportunity. We'll credit you for that stuff, right? And that's how that works. So let's start off by how the hell SUBTO is even emerging, obviously because of social media. Why did I get into SUBTO? Simply because I got tired of getting circumvented by other people. Started, bird dog action, go out and find deals. You join a program, you're really a bird dog, but then you don't even know how to break down deals, because they say, send me the deals and we'll figure it out together. But you're not really figuring it out together, because they're not going to spend their time breaking everything down for you and spending 20, 30, 40 minutes, an hour, 2 hours to explain that to you. It's not worth their time, right? They're just saying, hey, I'll take the deal. We'll do this, sprinkle a little information on there. And then they're going to work it. They're either going to get you paid or they're not going to get you paid. One of the two, right? So that's important to have what's called an NDNC. Some people have heard of them. Some people don't. Some people go, well, it's an NDA. Yeah, non-disclosure agreement. But we take it one step further. Non-disclose, non-circumvent, meaning we don't talk about the deal. Only us. We talk about the deal at hand. And then we're not going to circumvent you and go around your back. You're not going to circumvent us and go around our back to steal deals or take buyers and things of that nature. If we're working together, then we're helping each other build a buyer's list, work a deal, acquisitions, dispo, marketing, because we're sharing all those things with you on how to get those up and running, right? We're helping you build your business. So it's super important to have that integrity and loyalty, part of the credo, and communication. Communication can break down, right? That could be repaired, but the other two cannot. Once the communication, I get it. We all got families and things that we need to do. But the reason I moved into SUBTO, we're getting to that, right, is because I was doing bird dogging. Then I got, circumvented. Or not circumvented, I just didn't get paid, right? I don't know why you would, what's the word that I'm looking for, right? When you're, giving something to somebody like this, money, gold, and you give it to somebody, and then they don't pay you for it, and they go and close it somewhere else, looking a gift horse in the mouth, right? I was the gift horse, and I'm giving them a gift, and I expect to get paid for a business transaction. Now, we didn't have any paperwork. Yeah, I get it, right? Should have just gave me a referral fee. That's how it works. I've always paid referral fees if someone asked me and they gave me an address and a telephone number, and hey, we go and lock it up, we're going to get them a referral fee. Referral fees back then were like $200 to $500. Now they're $250 to $1,200 to $2,000. Everybody wants so much money for doing nothing. Doesn't make any sense, right? You get paid for what you do. So me, obviously, I didn't get paid by a few people being a bird dog. So I go, I got to figure out a different way. What do I do? right? So everybody right now on social media going, I'll just do wholesale, 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 wholesale. That's great, but you still got to have some things set up, right? You still got to understand how to break down a deal and underwrite a deal and know what a deal is and what a deal is not. You can do the simple training. Oh, I got it covered. I watch TikTok and YouTube, or I got a coach or whatever, and I know how to do the ARV. Well, there's more. That's just one trick pony. Wholesale is one way of getting you into a deal by selling the contract. Once you sell the contract, celebrate your win, make a couple of bucks, put it back into your business, right? And then keep on scaling up until you're ready. It took me a while before I did my first fix and flip, because I wanted to keep on putting money into the bank, and I didn't feel I was ready to do a fix and flip, let alone know how to do a fix and flip, let alone getting into that and going, that's a whole other animal, and I got to learn all that. Let me master this first, right? But after the bird dog thing and then moving into what's called wholesaling, right? It wasn't called wholesaling. It's just creative real estate investing, because my whole goal was to fix and flip, buy and hold property. I didn't care how I was going to do it, but I didn't want to use hard money because I couldn't. I didn't have the money of the 20% plus the repairs and all that other good stuff. Didn't know anything about private money. So I was like, I don't want to use a traditional loan because I couldn't get one, can't get one at the time, right? So I was like, well, what do I do? When your back is up against the wall, you do some of your best work. You get very creative and you figure things out, as long as you set a tone to say, hey, look, I'm not going to quit. I'm going to keep on going. And it gets hard, right? So the bottom line is that's probably where a lot of people are, right? And they're going, hey, I'm doing some deals here. Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. I'm doing some wholesale stuff. But the stubborn ones are like, hey, I got it covered, but it's 3, 4, 5, 6 years, and like, shit, okay, there's no business rolling because they keep doing what? I don't know what, getting off the horse, get on, get off, get on, get off, get on, get off, and then saying they want to move to buy and hold or fix and flip and don't have the money, or creative real estate investing. You want to move to creative real estate investing because maybe their area, they're all rentals. I have to move to subject to, or creative real estate, or seller finance, or lease options, or I need to go out of my area because everybody's doing deals over there. Now, that's not probably the smartest thing to do. Some people think the grass is greener on the other side when the grass is just as green on the grass that you're standing on, right? Just don't know it. So, subject to. So I started going, well, sheesh, I got these contracts. Of course, I built up the business. I made sure I studied. It took me a little longer because I wanted to make sure that I understood what this business was, what is it, the private sector and the public sector, listing properties, real estate agents, brokers. So I know that world as well. And with Remax and Keller Williams and other franchises, at the end of the day I worked with. And just going, okay, contracts, car forms, the GAR forms from Florida, like I mentioned, Trek, and then, we got stuff everywhere that's going to be named something, right? But the bottom line is that this contracts, become a contract freak. I go, where do we make our money? Negotiating, and then negotiating the contract, right? Negotiating the contract with the terms that are favorable to the seller, to the investor, and to yourself, us, if we're working together. And that's how it works. That's where the win-win-win situation comes from that you probably hear a lot about, right? Win, win, win. Win for the seller, win for the investor, win for us. And that's the way it needs to be. But it needs to be negotiated correctly. There's a lot of ways to negotiate the equity and things of that nature. I'm not going to get too much into that, but I'm going to kind of lead into what is SUBTO, right? SUBTO. When I was doing that, I was like, hey, the buyers are saying, hey, I got cash. And it was a lot when... buyers were buyers, and then nowadays you got to vet a lot of buyers. 7 out of 100 are probably real buyers, and you got to make sure, you got proof of funds, NC&D, get on the phone, talk with them. You can send stuff off just because they say they're a buyer. 9 times out of 10, they're not, or they're sharing shitty proof of funds, transactional funding or whatever, and sometimes they're sharing other people's proof of funds. And the best way to do that is, NC&D, non-disclosed, non-circumvent. It's a legal document, right? You can get in trouble for violating those terms and clauses, right? As well as, proof of funds, cool. They can scratch out. The best ones are the ones that are scratched out or not. You go, here you go, here's a bank statement, because they know you're not going to be able to get into it, right? You're not a hacker. And they're like, here we go. Here's $500,000, $1 million, $2 million, $3 million. This is what I got. This is what I'm looking for. Buy box, rock and roll, right? So for me, it was like, hey, why don't you just lend me the money and I'll fix and flip it? Lend me the money even today, right? It's a little different now because we can get private money. That's what happens when you start building the business. You get people who want to loan you money or work money. They want to pick up a hammer, but that's how SUBTO can help you. Like right now, right? Right now in this business, there's deals, there's sub-2 buyouts, there's interest rates that are low. And it doesn't mean you have to go with, oh, it's a $400,000 property, I'll pay you 400 or 415 because you want the deal. And the entry price is only like, 10%, with for 43,000 or 41,000 bucks. But the payment sucks, right? And the interest rate might be okay. Area rent, you're only making 100, 150, 200 bucks. That's dangerous simply because if a water heater blows up, you're fucked. So, and what's going to happen when the market, people are thinking, oh, 5-6 years, the market's still going to be all right and everything's going to go super high. We're already in a new cycle. And we're already hitting, we're going to be hitting the 15, 20 year mark. That's when the new cycles actually happen, right? 15, 20, 25 years, right? Boom, it's going to hit. Now, there's no crystal ball here, right? But 27, 28, 29, 30, things are going to, happen. 28, 29, 30 might be bottom. Maybe 30, 31, 32 might be bottom, but it's happening. It's going to happen. It happens in every cycle. It doesn't matter. It's just the way real estate is, right? It's up and down, just like the stock market, but it's safer than the stock market as far as I'm concerned. But sub-2 is going to be a skill set, right, that no one can ever take away from you. So I went and said, hey, no problem. You want to loan me the money? Cool. He goes, why don't you sell me the contract? So say the contract, which is what everybody does today, right? So that's where it comes from. It actually came from commercial, and you can get technical back to the 1800s and this and that. Doesn't matter. But really, it's from the commercial market. You can get an option. You can take a contract. You can do what you need to do and then sell off the contract to someone else if you don't execute it right. It's called assignment of contract. Everybody knows that. Or if you don't, that's what it is. Subject to existing financing is, taking the property subject to the existing financing, putting the property into a trust for legal and tax purposes, right? You become the trustee and the beneficiary, figure out all the paperwork, put the property into trust. Is there a warranty deed, a grant deed, and all that good stuff granted into a trust? Of course, that's how it works, right? There's documents that go to the bank, that go to the insurance company. There's CYA letters, all that good stuff to know that, things are done correctly. And even if there's HOA, they got to get notified, and anybody else gets notified that you are the management company collecting the rent and doing this. It goes to your office. You do all those things in a nice, juicy package. Mobile notary, you got to record. You got to do these things. Nobody gets any money until they leave the house in broom swept condition. Anything that they do leave, they got to sign a waiver. If they sign a waiver, what do they get? Well, they get to leave all their trash and shit there, take what they want. We're going to donate it to charity, or we're going to throw it away. That's what that basically means, to alleviate any liabilities whatsoever. So you got to be smart about things. At the same token, no, you don't want to be buying properties with tenants in them, or if it's occupied, because that's a pain in the ass. If you're not in a rent-friendly state, then you're going to have some issues. It's going to cost you some money. So there's got to be some cash for keys. There's something in there to make that happen. Only take on a property that's subject to, when it's hopefully vacated, unless it is a rental, unless it's already being rented. There's a management company and you're already collecting rent, and another investor, and you're taking that and buying it from that investor subject to existing financing. Awesome, beautiful. Now you get yourself a rental. Do what you need to do. If there's equity in it, refi it out, pull the cash out. It's like you bought it for nothing. Put that money into some more real estate. Awesome. There it is. Pro tip. Think about it. Break it down. Go back and forth. Rewind it and all that good stuff to watch it. And then go from there. So we're going to get into, don't forget to join the sub-2 group. Hopefully you did that. It's right there. Scan that. If you're watching this, then you're in there. If you see this, because it'll probably maybe get repurposed at the end of the day, you can scan that and you can get into the sub-2 group. We're going to go ahead and share a few things here. Obviously, we have the Amplified Real Estate Show and the Sunday Sermon. So I will be throwing some rants and raves. When I was younger, I'll share a little bit of the, what I was and who I am, what I do, and what I'm about at the end of the day, right? Everybody's a little bit different. As they get into this business, people didn't grow up and say, I want to be an electrician. I want to be some people want to be a doctor. I get it, right? Awesome if they achieved it. Others are like, hey, I don't want to work at a grocery store. I don't want to, maybe a warehouse, a forklift thingy or whatever, right? Or maybe it's, whatever. Maybe you're going towards becoming an attorney or something, or maybe a doctor, and you're going to school. Commend you for doing so, right? And follow your dreams. Some follow dreams, some don't. Others, got to pay the price, and others don't, right? So it just depends on the choices that you make. That's life, right? Everybody's a little bit different. But for me, if I didn't have certain things when I was younger, And that was music and rock and roll. Other people have sports. Some people have music. Some people have, hey, they're just nerds and they study, and that's their superpower, right? And that's where they're able to differentiate themselves from the world and from their things and what's happening. For me, it was rock and roll. So that was my catapult into, I guess, blooming into a person, right? And becoming the butterfly effect thingy and going in that direction, right? So, for some people, not going to care. Who cares? Hey, you did this, you did that. Nobody gives a shit, right? I get it. But maybe I'll connect with you here in some way where you're going, hey, you know what? Passion. You're just leaving one stage for another, right? I do this. I talk about this, and then I'm in this space right now and sharing stuff with you. I don't have to, right? So I get gruff from, just from people and, even family going, hey, doing this shit for free, this, that, all that good stuff, right? Yes, it's all about money and making money and things of that nature. Things are changing. The times are shifting. 2024 and beyond, we got a lot of opportunity that's going to happen. And then there's a lot of crazy shit that's going to happen. And you got to get geared up, right? I say get geared up, adjust, adapt, or perish. I say rock and roll. You get beat up and you fall, get back up. You get beat up and you fall and you get back up, right? So that's where I'm at this point in time, right? And I'm taking a couple of quotes, from the Relentless, hey, be relentless in what you need to do, right? And move forward, follow your passions at the end of the day. But, at the same token, you got to pay the piper, right? It's not a job. It's not a job. Job is you punch in, you do this, and the other one is not. You're going to work past 8 hours. You're going to work past 10 hours. You're going to put in your blood, sweat, and tears, and you're going to get beat up. Then you're going to be thinking, well, why should I do this? Well, frustrated, right? I got frustrated from my corporate job when I did that. And then I moved into other things, which is to create real estate investing. So SUBTO is a different jam. SUBTO, I like SUBTO because you can control the property, right? Ultimately, you control the property. In other words, it is your property. The loan that's in place is not your loan. It is the seller's loan. They're responsible for it, but there's a lot of documents and CYA letters and disclosures that help you protect that. You can actually go and get a loan on the property. You can list the property. You can resell the property. You can fix the property. And there's a lot of misinformation out there. I talked to one guy who's an agent. I guess been in the business 20 years, and he was an agent. I go, I didn't think you can fix and flip a SUBTO. Well, why the fuck not, right? It's yours. It's like, if you took the deed, that's one thing. If you put it into a trust for legal and tax purposes to protect you, the seller, and everybody, including your investors, why couldn't you go and fix it? You can get a contractor. You can get a subcontractor. Shit, it's your property. So guess what? You can sub it out yourself. You can draw up plans and build an extra room and take it to the city and do whatever the hell you want with it, right? Because technically that is your property. You are the trustee, or your LLC and corporation is the trustee and beneficiary of that property. Certain documents get recorded and certain documents don't get recorded. So you're not trying to hide anything from somebody, because first and foremost, why do people put properties or just personal property or real estate into trust? To protect their assets, from attorneys, ambulance chasers, and other people trying to sue them and trying to take their assets and things of that nature, right? You're just doing it for your family. You're trying to protect your family and hide those assets from people who want to, probably go after them. So that's what that's for, right? So that means you can do whatever the hell you want to do with that property. You can burn it down. Well, you don't want to burn it down, but you know what I'm saying, right? You can turn it to assisted living, sober living, co-living, autism house. You can live in it if you wanted to, right? It's yours. You can fix it and flip it. You can rent it out long-term, short-term. It doesn't matter, but you control that son of a bitch. And that was the best way for me to feel comfortable. If I was just going to sell a property, then I'd wholesale it off to an investor, no problem. After I figured out that I could assign the contract and sell it to another investor and then close it, I would do table closings, and I would do escrow closings. You can still do table closings if you have an investor that trusts you, right? Hey, wire transfer the fund, they do a promissory note, boom, 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 whatever you're going to do, or not even a promissory note, that's private money when you're going to fix it and flip it. But if you do a table closing, hey, here's the deal, take it, marketing agreement, whatever, 4, 5, 10, 15,000 bucks, or go through escrow and do the full assignment and all that good stuff and get paid through escrow, demand letter, and things that you got to do to get paid. So that's the wholesale part of it, right? But if it's SUBTO, you can still do SUBTO, write up the contract, the addendum, put all the documents together, get everything recorded. And then if you got to give the seller some money, they don't get any money until they actually leave the house in broom swept condition. Then you cut them a check or a wire transfer or a cashier's check. You take over the property, do what you need to do, fix it, flip it, buy, hold, manage it for whatever reason, right? And whatever the exit strategy is. And that's subject to in a nutshell. That's SUBTO 101. And I felt better about that because there were people that were coming down, and there still are people. I hear it every day. I talk to thousands of people every year, and they're saying the same thing. Yeah, I had that happen to me. Someone went around my back. Or I sent all these deals to these people, and they said they're going to work with me, and they said none of these deals were any good. I don't know if they closed them or not because they're closing stuff, but I don't know if they closed any of my deals because they didn't look them up, or maybe they did. So a lot of circumvention happens in this business, right? Money does some weird stuff to people, and just means that they're not going to be here for the next cycle. So it is what it is because it's showing their colors. Okay, so I'm going to keep on rolling here. About 30 minutes? I'm going to give it about another 5 minutes, and then I'm going to share a few more things with you, right? With SUBTO, because when you're doing SUBTO, you're going to need what? You're going to need some funds. Now, but SUBTO, if we're going to be a first trusted investor, you don't need to go SUBTO. You just get an investor, take it down, pay them back some money, fix and flip, buy and hold, or whatever. So that's what we call friendship deals. And then you might want to go ahead and follow us on Facebook. You can go right there, AMPVIPEP. That'll be the Creative Real Estate Investment page. We're going to get back to this. Where are we at right here? The Sunday sermon. Talks about some rants and raves, but, I just wanted to share SUBTO with you, SUBTO 101. We got something special for you as well if you want to be part of a deal. Now, your first deal might be wholesale, might be a SUBTO deal, might be an option. You're going, well, what is an option, right? An option with our memorandum of option, memorandum of agreement. If there's certain things and you don't trust the seller and you think they're going to rip you off for some reason, then, a memorandum of agreement works. A memorandum of option works, right? With the one-page option, you can have an addendum. Then you can also have what's called a memorandum of option where you can actually sign that with the notary, go record it for 5, 10, 15, 20, 30,000 bucks or whatever you think you're supposed to get paid on that transaction so you can protect yourself. Because if they turn around and sell the property, guess what? You can go ahead and actually collect. They can't sell that property because there's a cloud on the title and there's a memorandum of option or an agreement of option or agreement of or an option or there's what's a memorandum of agreement, right? Depending on which route you go. So and if it's in SUBTO, there's nothing you can really do anyways as well. And except for write you a check, right? They want the house back, then pay you. They got to pay you. They got to pay for your fees and services. They can cry to the bank if they want, but they're going to be back into the same situation. And if they already got a mortgage or rent somewhere else, now they got another property. They're going to, the attorneys and all that. It's just a big mess. So you got to make sure you take care of the seller, educate them, make sure they know what they're getting into and vice versa, as well as the investors that you sell the deals to or whatever's going on there with private money. So there's a lot of moving parts in there, but in its simplest form, what you got is subject to is awesome. That's why I did it. So I would take, if I fouled for whatever reason, it was a little marginal and the deal was tight, I would do an option. You can still do an option today. It's called letter of intent. You could do that, but it's not really an agreement until you actually put into an agreement like an option or a contract. So those work too, kind of like carrots. You throw them out. Letter of intent, 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 letter of intent. Oh, you got one. It's like putting out a bunch of fishing poles and hopefully wait till someone bites. Now, an option is a legal contract, so it's an option. Give me 60 days, a 60-day option on your property. This is what I'm willing to pay you, $395,000, and here's $10 for my option to make it legal. And then go ahead. If there's an addendum in other terms, you put that in the addendum. Otherwise, just a one-page option. You sign it, boom, and we go to town. Take pictures, take video, and try to see if we can sell it off to another investor and sell the paper, sell the option to someone else, right? If they're interested, great. If they're not, it's going to bring in buyers, right? You're going, well, how do I get buyers? Well, get a real deal. And if the deal isn't that solid, just remember this. You make your money when you buy it, not when you sell it. So if you buy it right, you're going to make money. If it's tight, and that's why I would sometimes, and I still do today, is, hey, make it an option. So we're not going into a 3-page contract, not going to open escrow, any of that good stuff. Do an option, 1 page, do the money to make it legal, and then do the marketing and all that good stuff. If we can get it sold, then cool. We're going to sell this off to another investor. Then we open escrow and get it closed, execute the option. I've done it where someone else had a contract and then another wholesaler had a contract, and we did an option on the wholesaler's contract. We're still able to close that in Kansas City or out in the Midwest. So it just depends on the closing company and the escrow company in the state, right? So anything can be done. You just got to ask. And then once you got a template and once you got a format, then you just rinse and repeat. So option you can do is take that option. That's why I would do it too. And then find somebody and sell it off to another investor. This way you're not obligated. And for whatever reason, you say, look, they sell it, they got a buyer, no problem. Hey, just let me know, tear it up, we're done, right? And they're probably going, why would you do that, right? Well, it's momentum. You got some inventory. Start getting a bunch of inventory. Start getting a bunch of options. It's like listings. People do listings, and hey, not all of them are going to pop, so you keep on rocking. Get 10, 20, 15 of those. A certain percentage are going to pop, certain percentage are not. It's the same thing with an option, right? It's a little better than the LOI shit, or a little better than the spaghetti at the wall stuff, right? And even if you do spaghetti at the wall, don't do a contract, do an option. All right? That's my 2 cents is what I would do, and go from there. Now, sub 2, there's a lot more to it. There's a lot more paperwork. The ones that are taking the deeds don't do it. I wouldn't advise it, but if you want to, it's all totally up to you. I like to go the longer route with all the paperwork. At the same token, right? Subject to existing financing or sub 2. It could be subject to the taxes. It could be subject to whatever the hell you want it to be, right? We've done it with sub 2 where there wasn't that much of a loan on there, and do sub 2. And then there were some taxes subject to existing financing, subject to the taxes and all this good stuff. And then take it over, clean it up, give the seller some money, a little seller finance here, or going to give them just their equity. Hey, we're going to pay you your equity right now, a chunk, and then we're going to pay you pieces over a period of time. And it wasn't even set up as a seller finance, right? So it's just giving them payments and agreeing to give them payments over a period of time, so for their equity, and then have that for 1 year, and then pay them most of it, so it's paid off. So the 15, 20,000 is paid off, and then it starts cash flowing really heavily on the second, third, fourth year, and for as long as you keep it, right? And you can do that stuff because the payments weren't that high. It was Ohio, right? So those things can happen. Subject to is a wonderful thing to put into your arsenal. Wholesaling is what it is. Use it when you need it. And then sub 2, and then seller finance and options and all that good stuff, right? That's why I used them. I just went into sub 2 because when I met my mentor several years ago, he was doing creative stuff, buying stuff from the banks, doing seconds and thirds and options and seller finance, lease options, rent to own, all kinds of cool stuff. And I started figuring out, all right, what is the trust, right? How does the trust work? What is a trust? What paperwork goes into a trust? And then figuring out that nobody was putting houses into a trust to do this business, right? Nobody was going sub 2 on these properties. Right now, obviously, you got social media, so everybody knows about wholesaling, sub 2, seller finance, Airbnb, co-living. Co-living is just, hey, it's roommates, right? With the twist on the contracts and agreements, so it's like a hotel, from Airbnb, taking those ideas and going, hey, I'll do this, I'll split this, I'll do that. Assisted living's been around for a while, but it was set up in bigger buildings until people go, shit, I can do assisted living in these houses, and get this $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 a bed per person, and hospice and autism houses and homes with disabilities and all that good stuff, right? There's all kinds of different ways with single family, and then obviously it's an alternative to multifamily, which is pretty cool when you think about that. Can you buy these properties subject to? Can you buy other assisted living properties subject to existing financing and seller financing? Of course, right? So those things are a beautiful thing. If you like what you're hearing, click those links down below. Let's talk. Let's chat. Are you already part of the group? I'm going to go ahead and post something in the group now, or in the actual event. I'm going to post it in there. I'm going to turn it on so you can see it. And then I'm going to go here, and we're going to post it. Add a post. Boom. So what we got here is for 2024 for the next 48 hours, I believe it is, or up to January 31st. Okay, it's one-on-one American group mentoring program. It's the only program in the world where we mentor you one-on-one to get a deal or a contract. You're basically going to be able to get a contract within the next 30 days. Okay. Now, here's what we got. So there's a link here. Very simple. Okay, I'm going to post it right now in the group, and it'll be throughout the groups, and it'll just be hammered throughout everything today. Take advantage of it all the way up to, and it says right there, yep, $19.97 one time. Regular price is $3,994, and we're just going straight to it, so it's not like the ShamWell thing. Hey, if you do this and you do that, we're going to throw this in, do that, do this, do that. It's not $9.39, it's not $5.9. We're just not going to chop it all down. It's pretty transparent. I don't like doing all this shit, but we're being pressed to do it to a degree, and I think it's going to help everybody at the end of the day as well, to be able to get in, see what we're about, see what the difference is, right? And if you do decide you want to, hey, you get a deal and you want to keep on rocking, go your own way, awesome, or stay in touch or stay in the group, and you maybe want to move into the one-on-one, then we'll share the hard costs with you. Make sure we're still a good fit, because that is the selection process. We'll honor the 2023 hard cost for probably the first January, February, maybe the whole quarter. I don't know yet, because it does go up a third, meaning it's going to go up a chunk for 2024. It already has, but we're rolling this promo out for 2023. So right now, usually it's $3,994, and you're going, well, what the hell do I get for $3,994? 50% discount, no code needed. It's $19.97. All bonuses included. Going, well, hey, everybody loves bonuses. What are bonuses? Surfing for deals. Okay. What do you get for this, right? What happens when people sign up for this? The goal is to get a deal within the first 30 days, period. Okay. So the goal is to get a deal within the first 30 days. And how we're going to do that is, one, we got to get your mindset rocking and rolling, right? Then two, we got to break down, make sure you understand how to underwrite a deal, make sure you know what a deal is and what a deal is not. Everything from the ARV to the repairs, to offer one, to offer two, to offer three, into some terms, some cash now, some cash later, into an option, into a loan, into, we're going to share the whole process with you, the whole enchilada. Doesn't mean you're going to pick it up in 30 days, but you'll get a good gist of it. Then we're going to do some live role play, right? Because you have to understand the art of the deal. You have to understand how to speak with the seller, how to work with the seller, how to listen to the seller, because if you listen hard enough, they will tell you how to sell them, right? They will share their pain points. They will tell you literally what you need to do for them. And if you can do that and give them maybe 90-95% of what we do the same thing, 90-95% of what they want, then they'll take it. They'll move forward, right? Then you got a contract. Then you got to move forward and do what? When you have a contract, right? A contract means that when you got something to sell, a bag of gold, you got to turn it into mean green. You got to turn it into cash. So if you have that bag of gold, right, then, real buyers, as I always say, right? Because some people go, should I go get a deal or should I get buyers first? Well, both. But if you have a real deal, then real buyers will come out of the woodwork. But you have to vet them, because 7 out of 100, and that's just a number. It's a statistic. It can be 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe 10 if you're lucky. But it's going to be 7 to 10, maybe 5 to 7, be realistically. Out of 100 people, wholesalers, tire kickers, newbies, bullshitters, all kinds of other stuff, that are going to accept 5 to 7 are going to be real. Means, hey, the ones that are real, here's a pro tip. Yeah, what do you need? NC&D? Yeah, no problem. Send it over. Proof of funds? Yeah, I'll get it for you. No problem. They'll send it over because they're the real shit. They're looking for deals. They want deals. They want you to help them find deals for them, right? You're an asset to them. So, they'll work with you. And some are not. Out of those 5 to 7, right? 5, maybe 6 are going to be cool. But there'll be that one asshole or one biatch going, hey, do you know who I am? Do you know how many deals I have? Just find me a good deal. You got to stick to your guns and vet the shit out of them, because they're going to be a pain in the ass, right? And you don't want to work with people that are a pain in the ass, right? So we're going to help you with that. We're going to get on the phone with you. Shit, if you slip and you start maneuvering going this way and that way, we're going to help you vet them, right? We're going to help you get it sold. We're going to all, right, prosper at the end. You're probably thinking, well, how's this all going to work in 30 days? Yeah, happens every time. Most of the mentees, well, usually the ones that hit it hard because they got some skin in the game, right? A lot more than what this is here. This is just for the first 30 days, right? After that, go, well, what happens? Keep on rocking and rolling. You can move into the one-on-one. If you got a deal, awesome, right? It's a beautiful thing. And if you're, hey, I've done this, I've done other deals, but then maybe you're looking for a job, or maybe you've done other deals, you're going, shit, I have no leads. I'm looking for deals. Everybody wants too much. I'm looking for deals, and shit's not happening. You're spinning your wheels. There's a reason for it. That's going to stop right now. I guarantee it's going to stop right now if you show up to the party and do what you need to do. Isn't that worth it? Of course it is, right? That's a drop in the bucket. $2,000, nothing. It's on a credit card. Put it on a credit card. Visa American Express card. What is that? 180, 90, $100, right? You can pay that every month. If you get a deal in the next 30 days, you're going to sell it off, close it out, 30, 45, maybe 60 days to get paid, because it's got to go through escrow. Unless you're dealing with a cash investor, they're going to be anywhere from probably 15 to 21 days to close out, even if it's hard money or cash. As long as we got full title, we'll close it, get it closed. You're going to make your money back, and you're going to make a little extra money. Then you go, what do I do? Well, rinse and repeat that shit. Keep on doing it. You have the secret sauce to buy, find properties, locate them, negotiate them, and sell them off. Then eventually you're going to go, shit, okay, keep on doing it. I want to learn some creative real estate investing. I want to learn some of this option stuff. I want to buy and hold. I want to fix and flip. I want to cherry pick, because if you don't know what a fix and flip looks like, you're going to let it go. But you'll be working with us, right? And you'll have the opportunity to do that. We're also going to share with you how to surf for deals and how to blow up your phone and email and text with what? Sellers very quickly. It's going to get you into the game very quickly. Will you find a deal automatically? I will tell you it's a 35% response. Yeah, same thing as the buyers. You got to vet, right? Because a lot of knuckleheads in this world, right? Good and bad. I shouldn't say that, but it is what it is. That's the truth. So I'm going to be fully transparent with you, right? You're going to go through a lot of people who want to sell, but they have issues. If they're trying to sell without an agent, there's issues, right? Period. Now, that's for an investor. So that means it's in your wheelhouse. It means you got to negotiate something to get the best deal. If it goes, 75, 80% go to agents anyways, right? So the investors are only working with about maybe 20 to 15%. Now, there's more if you're badass, you can get them before a real estate agent, but most likely 9 times out of 10, it's going to go to a real estate agent and a broker anyways. Because when the property's ready to roll, they got the syndication to blast that son of a bitch out to all the different platforms, the MLS and all that good shit, right? So it's getting sold. Eventually, sooner or later, if the price is right, as an investor, you got to come in a little bit different, think about, hey, wholesale, fix, flip, buy, and hold. And these things, I'm going to go and blow this up a little bit. Let me see. What do we got here? So for the next, all the way to probably January 31st, okay? Awesome. Yep. So here's the link. I'll even click the link for you. Don't share. It's just for you, right? Once payments confirm, you will get a welcome email to get you started, and onboarding will start, because we still use human beings to get you onboarded. I'll say congratulations, right? Welcome aboard. When opportunity knocks, you open the door, you knock it down. Trust me, this is a true opportunity. Trust me. I know for a fact, and you don't have to trust me. I'll take that word away. Don't trust me. Do your homework. Do whatever you need to do. But I can guarantee you, if you show up to the party, you're going to need to take action. We're going to work together. I'm going to make sure that we're going to get a deal, that you're going to get a deal. But you got to show up. If you don't show up and do anything and just want to watch videos, then shit. You can do that to any of the other ones and spend $3,000. Spend $4,000 and watch a bunch of videos and PDFs and a bunch of crap. Be part of a group. I get that. Community's awesome, right? Not for me, but maybe for others. And for you, maybe, right? Maybe people need that, right? For me, I need to dig in and do my own thing and hyper-focus on what works for me and how I want my business to be perceived. And then, yeah, you need help because you can't do it by yourself, right? Then you bring people in. Then people want to come and work with you because you're moving, right? I get that. Okay, that's the goal here. So, but for what? 80, 90, $100 on a credit card bill. Shit, I'll even post a couple of links. They're called micro, where you can get micro loans, right? And you don't even got to have awesome credit. You can see if you qualify. Boom. If you qualify, boom, they'll loan you the money, and we'll send you the link. I'm going to show you the link right now. It's very easy peasy. You click that link. Secure and it's a secure link here. It's obviously right there. One time, no code, right? $3,994 with a 50% discount. I hate the discounted crap, but this is no bullshit. So that's why this is not like $9.97. Oh, we're giving you a 75% discount. It's only, $47 or $97. And I'm not into that. And if you want videos and PDFs, sure. But this is actually going to be, yes, you're going to get videos and cheat sheets. We're even going to do this for the bonuses. There's some software out there that's been sold for $2,500 along with some training to agents, brokers, and yes, wholesalers, right? And it'll help you find those deals, right? It's a piece of software that locates properties on Craigslist, Zillow, Facebook Marketplace, using keywords and things of that nature, right? Plug in the software, and you plug in our templates, because we're going to give you the templates to surf for deals, right? So you can actually get them to respond back and say, yeah, we're not hiding anything. So, I'm looking for a house to buy because I want to buy it for my family and shit. No. They're going to know you're an investor. You're willing to sell your house for cash or terms. They're going to say cash. What is terms? What do you mean by terms? Or no, it's already sold. Who cares? Great. If it falls out of escrow, it's a little juju, right? If it falls out of escrow, give me a holler, right? And 9 times out of 10, they will. And you just keep following it up. So you got to get an address, you got to get a telephone number, and then take that to what? Take that to the text and take it to your phone, and then start qualifying them, right? With your lead gen for. We're going to show you what we lead. We're not going to build it out for you, but we'll show you samples and where you can go build it yourself. It'll be a lead gen page. You can code it to yourself. Usually if you're a mentee and working with us, it's coded to you so we can track all leads that come down the wire. So if your name is Jim, it's going to be Jim. Whatever URL you want to use, right? Jim.nationalrealsolutions, americanshelpingamericans.net is usually what it comes around, right? Lewis, Ray.nationalrealsolutions, or Ray.americanshelpingamericans.net. Doesn't matter, but that's how we code it for you. We'll show you how to get that done. You go and do it yourself. And, it is what it is, right? Free is free, and free as shit at the end of the day. So our goal here is to offer tremendous value, right? Because if you do a deal, if it's in California, the average deal is going to be about 10, 15, 20,000 bucks for a wholesale deal. If it's in the Midwest somewhere, the minimum wholesale deal is going to be about 5, right? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, if you can make it happen. Florida, East Coast, same thing. So you're going to make your money back, and then you're going to pay it off, and then you're going to do some more deals and keep on rinsing and repeating until you decide to follow through with what you want to do, right? Can you have a wholesale business forever? You sure can, right? But you got to have acquisitions, dispo, marketing, and a lot of these people are doing wholesaling that are fucking making $150,000 a month. Yeah, they're spending 10, 20, 30,000 bucks a month on what? On marketing, techs, VAs, ISAs, all that good stuff, right? They're just pushing volume, boom, 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 boom. But how long can you push volume, right? It's like a real estate brokerage, right? It's going to happen. It's pretty much, that's what it is, like a private firm. But guarantee you they'll start taking on other things, cherry pick some fix and flips, some multifamily, right? They'll maybe start converting for multiple streams of income and not just wholesale, right? Maybe they'll do some SUBTO, some subject to existing financing, become a capital company, whatever. Things start shifting, maneuvering because it starts costing more or the deals are tighter. And it goes with the cycles, like the ocean goes up and down and up and down, the storms and all that good stuff. You got to ride them. So that's what it is. So I'm going to go ahead and put this back over here. So I'm going to put, let's see where we at. Boom. Let's go there. And I'm going to go ahead and share this on the QR code. Also down below, 50% off. Boom, there it is. Easy peasy. You can scan that. Well, we can't see it, right? But let me go back to putting my mug up in there. Okay, so you can scan the QR code. Where's it at? Right there. Scan that QR code. It'll lock in your spot. Join the Facebook master group, right? And come aboard. Hey, let's do some deals. Trust me, we're going to do some deals this first quarter. If you want to be part of that, so we're not being as selective with this, but we're going to work with you no matter what. As long as you show up, we're going to help you get a deal in the next 30 days. Probably going, well, what else comes with this, right? We all, like we said, right? We're going to do live role play, so you know how to talk with a seller, to get a seller to tell you everything from birth until now. Super important, right? You got to build that relationship with them. We're not going with the wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. You can throw spaghetti at the wall. Sure, out of 1,000 calls, you maybe get a deal. You can write up 500 offers. I guarantee you get a deal. But do you have the manpower? Do you have a village? Are you willing to do all that? No, there's simpler ways of getting this done, right? We're going to start helping you with the verticals. You know, that's going to be surfing for deals. If you want to knock on doors, you want to cold call, great, go for it. You want to text? We're going to share all the tech with you as well. As a bonus, we're going to share that software with you, right? We'll share it with you and how to get it, and it's not going to cost you $2,500. It's the best deal in town, right? But it's going to help you explode your phone, text, and email with leads, sellers that want to do what? Hey, I want to sell my property. It's not like you're going and taking a list and going call. Then you got to weed it all down and clean it up to see who wants to sell, even if they are distressed properties. No, these are sellers that want to sell. So you got to learn the art of deal to figure out how to get those deals and knock them down. Now, using that software, okay? At the same token, we're also going to throw in cheat sheets, right? Cheat sheets on the surfing for deals, all the keywords, how to do surfing for deals, how to explode your phone with text, email, and calls from sellers. We're going to share the templates with you. They'll be in a form. You just have to copy and paste and do your thing. I believe there's probably going to be a video attached to it or not. I'm not quite sure. And then we're going to share some cheat sheets on the repairs, right? Because we had some phone calls with other people going, I'm not sure about the repairs. What do I do? How do I figure out the repairs? Is it based on square footage? Is it the due diligence? Is it the demographics, right? Is it $15 a square foot, $20 a square foot, $35 a square foot, right? Do I use a contractor? Do I use handyman? Do I use the Home Depot special people out there, right? Special people, the people that are hanging out, right? That are looking to do deals and, have no background checks or nothing. You're letting them into your home or letting them into the property. You don't know what's going to happen. You have to screen people. You have to make sure you're taking care of yourself and others around you and your family to make sure that you're not bringing in unscrupulous, crazy people into your life. That's just me. And you shouldn't be using your cell phone. You should be using some type of business line or a Google Voice number, text now, or whatever to vet all the knuckleheads. The same thing when you're going after these deals for surfing for deals. Get yourself a junk Gmail. Track everything, right? Only when you're working with the seller that you want to work with, then and only then can you give them, more secure or more, business orientated things where you're going to do business with them. I still wouldn't give them a cell phone number anyways. Okay. That's just my 2 cents. So scan that QR code, right? That's what we're doing. So you get the whole enchilada for the next 30 days, right? And we're even going to share a couple of weeks of, even after the fact, we're going to talk about tech, right? CRMs, how important, what CRM are you going to use? The text marketing, ringless voice message. Is what? Sniper mail or direct mail and postcards and letters still working? Of course they are. Talking to people right now. The letters that are going out with checks that look like fake checks are working. So postcards and stuff like that are part of the process as you go little by little to go ahead and take these properties down. And it doesn't matter where they're at. Everybody's a little bit different. Bandit signs, you're not really working out there anymore. But unless you do in segregated areas and you do hundreds and hundreds of them, your bandit signs are moving online. So you should have verticals, build your foundation and verticals of marketing as you grow and expand. You don't got to pick one. We're going to share the easiest one with you. We're going to share, we're even going to turn you on to some software, right? We're not going to charge you for it. You just got to go take care of the hard cost for that. And it's not hundreds or thousands of dollars. It's easy peasy, best deal in town, right? And what else? What else are we going to do for it? Hey, I'll even put this on the table. If you don't get a deal within 30 days and you're working your ass off and you're showing up to the party, we'll work with you for another 30 days to make sure that you do get a deal, okay? So set it right there. There it is. We'll even reiterate it. No, there's not a website where you can go see and there's everything all lined out and here's what you get and all this good. Look, the bottom line is we're going to work with you for 30 days to help you get a deal. And yes, there'll be a structure. You're going to get, once you come aboard and lock in your hard spot, they'll get a welcome email. And that welcome email is going to have a synopsis of what's going to transpire. And, they're going to talk about day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. Write in your benchmarks, write in your goals, write in your longer term goals if you want to share those with us, right? And then we're going to have a game plan call with everybody, and we'll go ahead and get in, and we'll talk about that. Calls are not going to be every single day like the one-on-one mentoring program. They'll probably be on a Monday and a Saturday, a Monday or a Friday. I'm not quite sure. One of those days or both of those days. So there'll be 2 calls within per week times 4, right? So that's awesome. And at the same token, when you start moving forward and we're actually getting into the 3rd or 4th week and hunting deals and finding deals and sellers, we're going to be more intimate. So then, hey, you will be available to make sure when there's a deal on the table to make sure it doesn't fall through the cracks. Okay. So have full access to my number and to an office number, 909 number, have full access to a platform where we'll work together and be able to share stuff. So we're not going back and forth with a bunch of email. So, human beings will still set these little things up for you. It won't be a full one-on-one. It'll be in a group environment or, where it's with less calls, but it's what you're going to need. Trust me. If you follow through, you're going to get a deal within the next 30 days. And then you decide, hey, go and move your merry way, rinse and repeat, or you say, I want to jump aboard this one-on-one program. And then we'll talk, fill out the survey, see if we're a good fit. If we are, awesome. We're going to rock and roll. Okay. So without further ado, rock and roll and all that you do. You have a good one. Click that link down below, scan that QR code. Like I said, it's 50% off. All right. That's $2,000, $2,000 off to be able to get a deal within the next 30 days. All right. And the average deal is $5,000, even in the Ohio or the Midwest or Tennessee, right? Southern California, East Coast, other places. And you never know. Some of these deals can be fatter and juicier depending on how the exit strategy works. Okay. Anyways, let's go ahead and do this real quick. Wrap this up. All right. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. I'll probably come back later on because we're pulling some data. We're going to be pulling some data, looking for some pre-foreclosures in Southern California, Texas, and Ohio. We're going back into the Ohio area. I've decided to go back into the Ohio area, in the Columbus and Dayton area, to find some properties for buy and hold, fix and flip, and all that good stuff. Some duplexes, quads, 5 units, 8 units, stuff like that, or just simple fix and flip properties. Same thing here in Southern California. If you got properties, send them down the wire, or if you decide you want to work together in a more intimate manner, then hey, let's do that. We'll be here in Southern California, working San Bernardino, Inland Empire, which is Riverside, Orange County, and LA. We're not going to San Diego or Ventura, but if you're out there and you want to work those areas and you're willing to put in the work, then maybe we'll talk and see what we can do. Okay. We're also raising capital through us as well to be able to do more deals for the fix and flips and buy and holds, as we're entertaining more of that stuff. And of course, any of the multifamily in the other states, because you can get a better cap rate, you get a better cash flow. And we're looking only for value add properties, right? For the multifamily. So that has to be value add, or either has to be low occupancy, or we can add, water meters, electric meters, storage, laundry, things of that nature. Can we build on it more? Does it come with free lots and things of that nature, right? And they can be free and clear, or they can actually have loans. If they have loans, it's even better, as long as it's a decent interest rate. And we love to go the SUBTO route. Otherwise, if it's free and clear, then we're talking about probably seller financing of some sort, right? So, hey, thank you for attending the Sunday sermon. Your host, Erick of AHA, Americans Helping Americans, one American at a time, one property at a time, one family at a time, doing our part to get America back on track together with you and others across the United States of America. And AMP Live, the only program of its kind where we truly mentor you and others across the United States of America, one-on-one, to do deals across America. Okay. Powered by AMP Live Media, VIP execs, sponsors. Appreciate it. Thank you. Take care. In God we trust, rock and roll in all that you do. Keep on hunking and chunking and rocking and rolling, and reach out. Open door policy. We don't hide. I don't hide behind text and email, but I don't answer the phone. So you need to shoot me a text if you have my direct number. If you don't, give me your telephone number. We'll set it up, or someone will set it up, and we'll have a chit chat, pick my brain for 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes. And if we're a good fit, move forward, or get whatever questions you want answered if it's on calendar. Because like I said, I don't answer my phone. You shoot me a text, I always will get back with you one way or another. Email, I only check it 3 times a day, if even that. So I'm not a big email person. So keep that in mind. Direct messages and everything else. If you look like a real person and not a bot or AI, go for it. PM on any of the platforms. Excuse me. And then we'll go from there. All right. So rock and roll in all that you do. We're going to rock and roll into the next cycle. We're gearing up, and hopefully you're geared up too. We'd love to take you with us, but you got to show up to the party. You got to be able to punch your way out of a paper bag. You got to be able to follow directions, take action. We're going to talk about, once you take action, we're going to rinse and repeat to your aha moments come down the wire. Rinse and repeat. It's a very simple, easy process, but it does take work. All right. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.